Chris, I'm about to go live. Don't come out here. Hola! Sorry, y'all. I had to get my little one in control. I had to get it together. Okay? She wants to be eating ice cream, doing homework, watching YouTube, and doing math. Like, how you juggle all that? Like, I'm still trying to figure it out. So, today has been a good day. How have you guys been? I had went to a women conference earlier, and it was amazing. When I say just the energy, being around other women that you can get knowledge from, you can connect with, you can learn from, all these different things, it just makes me feel so good to be in that space, because that space is sometimes so hard to find, and we struggle with that, because we, especially nowadays, it has become very difficult to figure out who to trust and who not to trust. You feel me? But you guys, I want to thank you for tuning in today. And if I keep looking down, y'all, I got me some show cards, okay? This is the talk show. Y'all don't want to see my whiteboard that I got behind me. That is like huge. And I was like, I gotta get some cards or something. I gotta get some cue cards. Cause y'all, I will be talking about everything else but what the topic is, and then go back to the topic and then talk about something else, and then engaging with people on you see what I'm saying. Yeah. Oh no, you don't want to see the whiteboard. It would be you talking about, let me see the whiteboard now. You don't want to see the whiteboard. It is right here. When I say y'all, it's like big, and I done bought 2 of them, and I was just like, why did I just buy some cards? That makes, okay, I've been had those whiteboards. It was just, yeah. So, today I do want to talk about something that, actually, hold on, let me just close this. So today I do want to talk about something, and I'm doing a giveaway today too. So I guess before I get into that, so when I went to the women conference today, like I said, I met some amazing women, and I am so glad that I went. I'm glad I took the time to make sure that I was a part of that, and to connect with them. So I had supported some of the ladies there, and I purchased a book. I actually purchased a couple books from a couple of the vendors that was there today. So this is 30 Days of Inner Work. When I bought this from her, the author is Brianna Matrice. I hope I'm saying her name correct. But this is the book. And when I say that I absolutely love this book, I had purchased it, and I was looking in the book, just kind of like flashing through it. And I've seen so many things, like it asks you, like, what are your prayers today? What are you learning about God today? What is best for you? Are you a good friend? Is your friendship healthy? And have you betrayed any of your friends? What type of woman are you connected to? It's so many different things for self that I absolutely love about this book, that I decided, after I purchased mine, I decided to get another one and then do a giveaway today. So what I'll have people do, if you go to my actual Facebook page and click follow, I will go through and see who all did that, and then I'll kind of do a raffle for this book. And then whoever wins it, I'll have them inbox me, and then they can either pick it up or I can mail it to them. So you guys, oh my God, I feel so nervous. Like, I'm like, because I'm gonna tell you why I feel nervous. And I'm never nervous. I'm always speaking out about certain things, but I also wanted to do Monique Monday to be transparent, to show that I'm just not perfect. Everything is just not going great. You know, things happen. And you want to be relatable. You want people to understand where you're coming from too. And that I break, I bend, I do all of that. Wait. Oh, Joanne, yes, it is 7. And I go through things that I be feeling like, okay, I don't know how I'm going to get through this. I don't have the answers. And then I pray about it. You try not to let so many people in on your space and what you're dealing with and what you're going through. You don't want to appear weak. You don't want to appear that you don't have it all together. It's so many different things that we have to protect as women, as being a mother, as being a business owner, as whatever you're doing. You want to protect that, and you don't want to show a sign of weakness, because we were always taught you have to be strong, right? Or if we didn't have that figure in our life to be strong, yes, that's true, Shay. And if we don't have that figure in our life to be strong, we got to build that up on our own. So then, hey, Latrina, I was just telling them about the conference, and I was just telling them about the books that I bought. We have to be strong on our own. And then once we start to be this strong person, we can kind of ruin some relationships, not just with men, but with other relationships that's surrounded around us too, because we're not going to break or bend for anyone, you know? So the reason why I needed to talk about this, like I said, it's so many different people that probably goes through different things and have nobody to talk to. And we always want to point the finger, right? We always want to point the finger at the other person, because that's easy. Like, why wouldn't we? That's easy. Then I could easily say it was X, Y, and Z, and then I moved on and I blame them. So I always have to do a self-check with me. I appreciate you too. I always do a self-check with me first. And what I did, the role that I played, if I played a role, what I did to cause, or the other person did to cause this relationship to end. Like I said, this conversation was very hard for me because I'm still kind of dealing with the emotional part from it, if you get what I'm saying. Like, really trying to figure out, okay, how do I move on without this person being there anymore? And so our friendship started when I was like 15, maybe 15. So, and when you think about, oh, you know what, I'm gonna go live, I need to talk about how my friendship ended, I needed to think about how can I go live for Monique Monday and talk about how this can help someone versus how this can hurt someone, if you follow what I'm saying. I don't want to come live to hurt her. I want to come on live to help someone else to get through it, the same thing that I'm dealing with. So how can I be able to deliver that without being drama-fied, without being pointing the finger? How can I figure that out and still deliver my message? Because I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to come on here talking about, oh, so let me tell y'all what happened. So she said, I didn't want to do that. That's not what this message is about. It's about how I'm being able to grow and move forward from something that is still hurting me to this day. So we became friends when I was about 15. We met in school. And yes, speak up and heal. That is true. So we became friends when we were in elementary school. And how we became friends was she just popped up out the blue. She popped up out the blue. And we started going to a school in Brooklyn Center. And when we was going to that school, we just clicked. So I had another best friend then. But this girl came in and she reminded me so much of me that we just instantly clicked. So I was still being best friends with my best friend. But when my best friend seen that I had a new friend, y'all, she got jealous and upset at me. And my old best friend decided I'm going to do something about it. So she decided to fight me. Y'all, I'm in elementary school. Mind you, I don't know how to fight. This is my first fight in elementary school. So I'm like, I just went from, this is my best friend and you're upset because this new girl came to the school and me and her is hanging out and you want to fight me? Okay, I guess. So we ended up getting into a fight. Mind you, I didn't even know how to fight. That was my first fight ever. So my mom came to the school, and I was just like, I guess we ain't friends no more. Okay, so back to this new person. So me and her, me and my mom would buy me clothes, but my mom would buy something similar to what I had, so it kind of looked alike. So I would steal clothes from my mom, like my mom's shirt. So I would I probably wear my mom's, and then I would let her wear mine. So then we could be at school matching. So my mom didn't play that wearing somebody's clothes stuff at all. So I would bring clothes, put them in my backpack for her, and then she would steal her sister's clothes and put them in her backpack because she didn't want her sister to know and steal them for me. So we can match because her and her sister used to dress alike. So those were the times, and that's how we met and got really, really close. And every day, we literally talked from about everything, from her lying to my mama because I was trying to go to her house to go see some boys, for her saying, Monique didn't do that, she was in it, everything. So as time went on, we remained really, really good friends. I went through a lot of things with this individual, and I learned a lot of things with this individual. Even one of my hardest times, y'all, even talking about it, y'all, it made me emotional. I told myself I wasn't gonna cry. But the reason why it makes me emotional is because, like, having someone, y'all give me a second, having someone that started with you in the very beginning, mind you, I didn't have nobody to watch my daughter when my mom was going, through her cancer spells. She was watching my baby for me at night. It was so many things that was happening. She started with me in the beginning of makeup. She was always my model, always at my pop-ups with me. And to start from the very beginning to where I'm at now and not have you be a part, I told y'all it makes me emotional. Just even thinking about that you're not a part of this journey with me now. And I think, let me go into what I believe that a lot of the issues were. I truly believe that once we grew up, we remained in a relationship as 15. We didn't continue to grow our relationship. We stayed at 15. So I feel that we didn't talk about who I am now. Who I am as a woman now, what my beliefs are, what hurts me, what doesn't hurt me, and all these different things as I'm growing. We stayed here. We didn't continue to grow the relationship. So I don't know who you are. You don't know who I am, but we still remain friends, girlfriend talking on the phone about whatever happened throughout the day. Have you seen, is you going, hanging out? But we didn't talk about who I am now and what I value now and what I look at as a friendship now. Not what I looked at as a friendship as 15. We never had those conversations. So certain things that I was looking for support in, or she was looking for support in, I didn't know how to give it because I felt like I don't really know who you are as an adult. And we never talked about it because it wasn't important as we thought to us. And I'm just speaking for me. I don't know how she feels, but I'm just speaking for me. Yes, they do grow apart, but I feel at the same time that people grow apart, and I like to get clarity on why. Why did we grow apart? And that's why I said it still makes me emotional to this day, because I was going through a little moment where I was just like, dang, you started with me from the very beginning. And I can't call you, and I can't share with you, and I can't have you be a part of, and I can't do any of these things with somebody that I grew up with, which is very hurtful. Because I feel that and one of the things that they talked about at the women's conference, we give so many men chances. Chance after chance. They come back. They mess us over. We forgive. They mess us over again. We forgive. Can you think about how many times we have forgiven a man and allowed them to come back in our space? And they did way worse than what probably a friendship probably have done. But we allow them back in our space. And we allow them to hurt again. And we don't allow ourselves to figure out, is this good for me? So we do that. We allow them to come back. But we are quick to let our friendship go after one argument, 2 arguments. We let those relationships go. And it's like, okay, so today I'm so blessed that I went to that conference today because it gave me clarity. So when I come and do Monique Mondays, I'm not just coming in, sitting down and just black. I really, really look for my message for it to be brought to me. And I really think about how I'm going to deliver this in a way that I can get people to receive it and understand. Because like I said, I'm still hurt from that relationship. And I'm open enough to say that I wish that I could have this conversation and be open about how I feel as in who I am now. Because before I don't think neither one of us was mature enough, and we did have a conversation. We both did, but I still had that anger in me of what transpired in our relationship. So I wasn't able to hear what she said, and I don't think she was able to hear what I was saying. Because when we have a thought in our head and we're set on that, that's my thoughts. Nothing you can say or do is going to change my mind. Nothing. So we never was able to revisit that. I was not able to do that. So all these different things, like I said, I can have so many wonderful things going on in my life, but in the back of my head, when I'm at home by myself and you're thinking about everything that's surrounding you, I think about the people that was there in the very beginning. And she's one of them that I definitely valued our friendship, our relationship. We talked about everything. Listen, she was my right, I was her left. She was my left, I was her right. And we went through so many things together. So that's why I'm like, you know what? I have to talk about this, because you never know who else is dealing with this. Because we're afraid to say, damn, I'm hurt. I'm hurt. And it doesn't have to be a hurt where, and even when people ask me about her, I never say, I don't talk to her anymore. Never. I never tell people that. I think if I tell her, so let me say this. So, in a relationship, if you have someone that's more on the emotional side, and then you have someone that's a little bit not so emotional like you, and you can't expect someone to respond in the way that you would respond. Because remember, I don't know her from that angle, because we never talked about, this is how I feel, Monique. This is who I am now, Monique. I don't know that. So I don't know if I was to say something about anything, how she will receive it. Because we haven't got to that point of growing on those levels. Like I said, this is my story. And this is how I feel. We only knew each other from childhood. So knowing each other from childhood, we missed that whole void of who I am now as a woman. And what I will tolerate and what I won't tolerate, and what I do love and what I don't love, and who I allow in and who I won't allow in. So, yes, Tiffany, that is so true. So that's why I said, even coming on live today, even feeling emotional about it, because it's like, it still hurts me. This was my best friend. I have two best friends. And the other best friend is the one I'm talking about. So, and that's why I said, how can you talk about these things without bashing someone, without talking about the actual situations, without going around telling people your side of the story because you feel that that's your truth? Without doing all of that, how can I deliver the same thing without hurting someone else and causing drama and causing somebody to want to fight and all of that? I'm not into that. I'm just not into that. But I wanted to be able to say how I felt with being in more of a positive light. And not being disrespectful, rude, dish to nobody. I didn't want to do that. I really wanted to share how I feel, because y'all, I've been holding this in. And it has been hurting me. Ooh, I told y'all I'm going to get emotional. It has been hurting me. Because I'm like, going through the process when my mother died. And, ooh, y'all. Ooh, give me a second. And, just really try to process it all. Losing my mother. And then losing my best friend. Ooh. Look, y'all, I told myself I wasn't going to be emotional. But losing all of that at the same time, it's like, where am I now? Where do I go now? What is my outlet now? Who do I talk to now? Without causing problems. And dealing with that is just like, okay, how do I get through this? How do I get through this without, like I said, all of the above, and still being able to deliver my message? I didn't know. And it took me time to mature for me to even be able to see all this from a different lens. Because like I said, when we stuck in our own way, we can be in our own way. And we cannot see it. No, I'm right. No, I felt, no, she should have. No, I had to look at me. Monique, what you could have done different, or what you could have said different, or reacted different so that this wouldn't have happened. But with a friendship that I had for so long, and to just let it just disappear like it didn't matter to me, that's not okay with me. Because it mattered. Our friendship mattered. She mattered. I loved her like a sister. My daughter loved her. My daughter even still called her. So I'm gonna tell you what's, oh my God, what's most painful. Yep. Wow. The most painful thing is when you see all those different memories popping up. Because we spent Valentine's Day together when we had no man. She was there when I had my baby. She was there, my baby. She was through every step of the way from me being 15, and I was there for her the same. So our friendship ended about a year ago. And you see how it still affects me. And that was a year ago because I haven't been able to get it on my chest. It's just been compressing. And how I deal with things that bother me is that I work. I continue to work. I continue to pour into my business. I continue to figure out, things that's going on with my property. But then I don't get time to grieve. It's the same thing with my mother. I don't get time to grieve because who wants to deal with her? Who wants to deal with pain? Who wants to deal with the reality of this is what I'm going through? No one. You want to try to move on and act like it don't exist. But like I say, we only got one life to live. And it's all about how you choose to live your life. If you choose to not deal with certain people, that's cool. If you feel certain people is X, Y, and Z, that's cool. But when you feel you have somebody that you value, that's not cool to just to walk away. And that's why I have, even when I went to that conference today, I'm like, I got to rethink how I can revisit this relationship and say how I feel. Because I miss the relationship. I miss talking to her every single day. Every single day. We talk 5 times a day. Every single day. About any and whatever. Me throwing ideas. Everything. Cried on the phone together. Everything. Breakups. Makeups. Everything. So to not have that and to have to sit here and just be like, you know what? I don't even know how to deal with all of this, what's going on in my head. That's why I had to go take a step back. I had to look at my reflection in the mirror and say, okay, Monique, you need to think about this. You need to think about this. Because like I said, how I deal with her, I just work. I don't like to deal with what's going to break me down. Because like I said, we always have been taught to be strong. You cannot be weak. But it's okay. I'm telling you that it is okay to be weak. It's okay to feel like, okay, you know what? I don't have this. I don't have this in control. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. So when you don't know what to do, it's okay to have like they said today, have your own voice and speak your truth on what you feel and when you're feeling it. Because when you're not dealing with those things, it's going to come back. It's going to resurface. And it's going to continue to resurface until you deal with it. I said it was a year ago. You see how it keeps resurfacing on me? Because I haven't dealt with it. So you cannot sit here and give advice to somebody else when you still trying to work on certain things. And that's why I said I got to come on today. And I wanted this to be a topic. And this whole day I was like this, shaky about it. Because I wanted to make sure that I didn't come on here just being negative. I wanted to come on here to maybe shine a light on somebody else's relationship, shine a light on mine, get feedback, and be open about what I'm really dealing with on my day-to-day life. Like I said, it looks great from on the outside, but listen, I'm human. I'm human too. And it's times that I am broken and I am hurt from certain things. I am hurt even how I handle things that I go back. Sometimes I feel so bad and I be like, you know what? Like some partnerships that I done had. And I was like, I probably could have, even if I think that it was somebody, I still go back and I rethink about the whole situation. And I'm like, okay, well, Monique, what could you have done different? What could you have done different? Yeah. So when I go back and I think about, okay, maybe I could have did this different. I probably could have approached that different. I probably shouldn't have said certain things. I always go hold myself accountable. But if you're not holding yourself accountable and you just going day to day and you just like, you know what? It was them. It was her. It was him. But you ain't never looked at yourself in the mirror and say, okay, dang, do I need to change something about me? Because that's what I do. No matter what it is. Even if I feel I'm 100% right, I always go back and replay that situation in my head. And was like, okay, Monique, what you could have done different that you did not do. So that's one of the things, the major things that I have been working on and building healthy relationships is one of the things. Yes, accountability is key. It's building those healthy relationships and also having, because when people say, I can't deal with women, we need women. They talked about that today. We need to be around women because guess what? A man can't give us what a woman can give us. We got to talk to somebody. We got to be able to relate to somebody else. We got to be able to support somebody else. We got to go on girl trips together. We got to do all kind of stuff. So you do need some woman. I don't know if it's one or two, but you need somebody. But you also need, you got to be careful about who you have around you in your space. Because if you have that wrong woman around, it can be bad. You got to have somebody that can be positive in your life, that can give you positive, oops, my bad, my thing went out, that can give you positive information on, okay, you know what, if I feel like I'm going this route and this is what I'm going to do, you need that friend to say, you know what, friend, you know, I always got your back, but that ain't right. You probably shouldn't do that. You probably should think about that, at least give it 24 hours before you make a decision. You need that friend that'll hold you accountable as well. Because just to be in agreeing with someone, you might have them going down the wrong path, and now you got to sit there and listen to the bad stuff that happened, and now they need your help. But if you would have told your friend in the beginning and was real with her, like, friend, that's not cool. And you know I love you, girl, but that's not cool. You shouldn't do that. You should go over there, calling an old girl, pulling up on her. Like, we are getting older in life, and I value my life so much, and I value my friends, and I value my family, and I value being a mother. I value being a mother so much because I don't have a mother anymore. So when my daughter, I always tell my daughter, I protect you from anything. You always call me. Because like I said, once we all have, it was this poem that I had read, it's called Dash. And we all, if you look at your birthday and on your headstone, it's a dash. So that's the life that we are living right now. So like I said, these bodies are borrowed, honey. These are not ours. We are borrowing them, and it's all about how you take care of them. So that little dash in the middle, you might not have knew what that meant, but that means your lifeline. And at the end of your lifeline, you got your end date, your expiration date. So if you're choosing to sit here and continue to save relationships that's broken, you not working on your life and kind of fixing when you were a child. When I was doing therapy, and I believe to do therapy for the rest of my life, you have to go work on the very beginning. You can't start at 20. You can't start at 30. You can't start at 40. You got to go start from the very beginning. You got to start pulling those layers. Because if you don't, like I said, you're just suppressing it, and it's going to eventually come back up. And then you're not going to know how to deal with it. And you're going to take those issues into relationships. And you're going to hurt those relationships because you haven't dealt with everything else that was bothering you that you had going on in your life. So that's what, and I'm not sharing anything that I have not or am not or I'm planning on doing. And that's why I'm like, when I lost my mother, the value of life changed. My whole outlook changed. That's why I worked so hard. That's the reason why I worked so hard, because I'm like, you know what? Once this is all over, it's over. You can't go press reset and come back and go do it all over again. You just cannot. So that's why I'm like, having people around you that inspire you, that you trust, that you build those relationships with matters. And it matters to me. And I have to protect my sanity. So like even now, I had planned on doing, oh, Chris, oh, don't make me get emotional again, girl. I plan on doing, even in my place, I was going to do a girls' night. I decided not to The reason why I decided not to is because this is my sanctuary. This is my space. So if anybody got any demons or anything, I don't need you coming in my home. I don't need you bringing negative energy in my home. I don't need you bringing negative conversations in my home. I don't need you talking about nobody in my home. This is my peace where I come to after I had a long day of work. So I canceled it because I don't want that in my space. Not saying that they was going to bring that, whoever I invited. But I had to protect this. This is all I got. I got to protect this. So that's what I do. And I'm like, you know what? When I step out them doors and I enter into this world, now I got to deal with this world. Now I got to deal with people. Now I have to think about my decisions before I make them. So that's why I said about this friendship, I had to think about my decision and not just go jump out there willy-nilly. And that's why I said it hurts me. And I'm not afraid to say it hurts. It hurts when people leave my life. It hurts when I have to let my staff go. It hurts me because I was that person that always like, no. I don't want no problems. I just want this. I just want this to work. I want everything to be perfect. But that's not the reality that I live in. It's not. And I had to get in a position that I'm like, okay, I got to make decisions. That's going to be best for me. It might hurt me and it might hurt somebody else. But at the end of the day, I have to figure out what is best for Monique. And if I don't do that, I lose that. And that's all I got. That's all I got. So with my friendship ending, I had to figure out, how do I work through this? Mentally, physically, spiritually, how do I work this? And the first thing that I do, I ask God, give me the signs on how to get through this. Give me the signs of how I can come on live today and speak to other women that's dealing with these different relationships. Give me what I need to help me maneuver and move forward so this doesn't continue to hurt me. If it's time for us to be friends again, I'm open for that. If it's time for me to move on, I'm open for that as well. But I need to have peace within myself. I can't go on like this person didn't matter to me. I can't go on feeling like, oh, now I'm here and now nothing that I was doing before mattered to me. Everything matters to me. Everything. And that's why I'm always sitting there thinking about, okay, because sometimes I think too much. Sometimes I overthink. But I be thinking like, I just want it to be perfect. I just want everybody to be happy. I just want this. I just want that. But that's just not my life. That's not nobody's life. Some people are not just going to like you just because. Just because you didn't do anything. Just because that's the life we live in. And like I said, sometimes just because this is my journey, it might not be your journey. Just because these are my goals, this might not be your goals. So all I can do is cheer for whoever and anybody that's around me that I see, because that might be their time. And it might not be my time yet. And one thing that I was listening to this morning, I'm always listening to motivational things on YouTube. And one of the things that he was saying is that just because God gives you something, he will take it away, because you was only supposed to have it for the summer. You wasn't supposed to have it for the winter or the fall or the spring. You wasn't supposed to have it then. It was only supposed to be for this moment, because this is what you've been dying to get. You've been dying to get this. I've been dying to get this foreign car. I've been dying. So he's like, okay, I'm going to let you get it. And I'm going to let you see that that's material things. And it can be gone. So I'm going to give it to you, and then I'm going to take it away. So then when he take it away, then you be like, you know what? I see that, you know what? I could have probably put my dang on money to something else that was more valuable in life, that probably would help me be more financially secure, that probably could help my child in school, that probably could have helped X, Y, and Z, because that wasn't your time. You was looking at old girl on TikTok, and she just bought her Mercedes, and you thought it was your time. That wasn't your time. And you didn't want to did it. So I don't follow trends. One thing I don't do, I don't follow trends. And you know, one of the things that people always say is, this is a little bit off topic, but when people ask me, have you bought a home? No, I have not. But I do own properties, but I have not bought a home. And I'm going to tell you why. I still live in an apartment. You want to know why? Because I think. I'm not about to go buy a house. I know what kind of house I want. I want to make sure that all of my businesses is working for that house that I'm going to pay. I want to make sure that I don't feel that mortgage payment coming out. I want to make sure that I don't feel that. I want to make sure that I don't feel that responsibility and it's bringing me down. And now I'm stressed out. And now I'm not happy. And now I'm in debt. That's just for me. That's for me. I ain't talking about what nobody else is doing. But this is the decisions that I made. I decided to invest in property. I'm going to live in any one of my properties. But I choose not to. I choose to sit at home, let my vending machine work for me while I collect the coins. My store, my staff collect the coins. The builders collect the coins. That's what I choose to do. But if I would have went and got a house first, like I said, no shade to nobody that got a house, because you can still do the same thing. But if I'm just saying what I choose. But if I would have choose to go get a house first and I don't know what kind of house I wanted, I would have been so stressed out because this house would have had taken over me. Because that would have been my main priority. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to make sure this. I didn't want that. So I just try to really think about my life, my decisions. Everything's not going to be perfect. I'm going to continue to make mistakes because I'm learning from all of this. I didn't learn so much from being at this store, y'all. It's been crazy. But back to the topic, because sometimes I get all off. And how, let me get back to y'all, because I'm telling y'all, I get this preaching to y'all about everything, and it'll just be all over the place. But this is what I wanted to come on live. I wanted to own my own truth. And that was what we spoke about today. And we spoke about that at the women conference. I needed to own my own truth. I need to feel and understand and accept that I'm sad from it. I need to be okay with that. And I'm okay with that. But I had to be open about that, because you never know who's dealing with the same exact thing. You never know who you can help from someone dealing with the same exact thing. It was times that I'll be sitting on Facebook and all these different memories from us going out of town together, taking all these photos together, and that shit hurts. I ain't gonna lie to you. And it's like, what do I say? My daughter always asks about her. My daughter still was calling her, and she would go to my daughter's school, drop off little stuff that she was asking for. And it was just like, I just couldn't be okay with just like, dang, that friendship is gone. That friendship is gone. So anyone that is dealing with anything, you guys, sometimes you just got to let that guard down. Let it down and be like, you know what? I'm going to come to you. I'm going to come to you, and I just need you to hear me out. Just hear me out, and then I'm going to give you the floor, and I'm going to hear you out, and then we can either disagree or agree, or we can just say, you know what? I spoke my piece, and I'm going to still go my way, and you still go your way, or we can rebuild our friendship as who I am now. There's options. So I'm saying this to say that it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to say, you know what, I miss you, friend, because I'm okay with saying that. I am okay with saying that. I am okay with rebuilding, and not just friendship. Like I said, any relationship. We could sit here and give these men all these chances. We could sit here and give our friendship another chance. Because I'm telling you, the men is the ones going to sit on the couch and play the game and drink your kids' juice. Our friend is going to be like, girl, do you need some food stamps so I can buy you some juice? So, on that note, consider that. But I want to thank you guys. I'm loving the feedback too. But I really want to thank you guys for tuning in, being a part of this, and me even being open to something that bothers me. And like I said, even with some of my friendships that we don't talk a lot, even those friendships bother me, because I'm like, dang, this is what keeps me moving. This is what keeps me moving. By me just talking to you maybe every blue moon, just hearing your voice, because like I said, once somebody is gone and that dash is over with and you got that end date, there's no coming back. And that's why I hold on to relationships as much as I can, because I lost the biggest relationship of my life, which was my mother. So hold on to those, y'all, as much as you can. But the next topic for Monique Monday will be coming up on Monday. I will post about it. And I definitely appreciate you guys. I hope this helped anybody. If anything that I said helped you, make sure that you guys follow my page. If you go to my actual page and click follow, you'll be able to see all the Monique lives that's coming up. But it's okay to cry. It's okay to let it out. If you got to cry by yourself, it's times where Chris don't even know that I didn't cry, because he's like, I never see you cry. He never see me cry because I cry silently. But if you got to get it out, you got to get that pain out. Once you get that pain out, you put your powder on, girl, and you walk back out that door and go do what you got to do. So you do that. If you got to cry it out, if you got to, don't duke it out, but you got to cry it out. You got to call that friend and you got to say, you know what, let's go do lunch. Let's go do something. Let's go meet. Let's go do something to rekindle those relationships that's been broken. That's been broken. Because like I said, it's people that came in our lives that changed our lives. It's people that came in our lives that changed our lives for the good, for the bad, and for the ugly. But they came. And it's people that came in our lives maybe just for a period. They was only supposed to be there just for a period. Love you too, Tanya. Just for a little bit. And that was their mission. They was on a mission to come just for a little bit. And the mission was to leave. Some people's mission was to come and stay. But we are not the ones that determine that. Only God is. So, I love you all. Thank you for tuning in. Like I said, make sure you go to my page. And thank you, Jimmy. And Jimmy is somebody that is such an inspiration for me. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about Jimmy. Jimmy is a coach. So Jimmy was one of the first coaches that I reached out to. And Jimmy, I feel, speaks like my reality into me. Some things I be like, Jimmy ain't ready for that. But then when I look, I was like, dang, you were right. You were so right about how I needed to level myself up and not be afraid to jump. Because I used to be just going, I'm just going to take a little bit. I'm just going to do a little bit. And he'd be like, no, you need to do this much. And I'm like, no, I'm safe over here. And he's like, no, go over here. So it's so many things that I have learned from him that I have instilled in me today that I am applying to my life, myself, and everything that has helped me. Same thing with my other coach, Nikki. Has helped me in so many different ways. I would not be the Monique. I would not have the resources if it wasn't for them. I would not be in the position that I am if it wasn't for them. I really appreciate them coming into my life and making me better personally and professionally. So if you guys are looking for a life coach, make sure you reach out to them. Business coach. Sometimes I talk about personal stuff, all kind of stuff. Okay, whatever comes out, it's the session today. So make sure you guys reach out to them. But like I said, I definitely appreciate every single one of you. And I hope that whatever relationships you have, not just with friends, but if you have a broken relationship with your mother, with your father, with your cousin, with your uncle, and they were some type of value to you, and they helped you in so many different ways, don't just say forget them. Especially if they ain't did nothing major to you. Don't just count them people out. Because you know what we always say, I ain't gonna need you. You will need them. You might not need them physically or financially, but you need them mentally. You need them because that's who was there for you doing a lot of those hurdles when you were going through those things. So, just to give you that little note, but I value all of you guys. I appreciate all of you guys. I definitely appreciate you guys been supporting me since the very beginning when I first started. Malure Cosmetics, when I was Glam by Mo, I was the realtor, I was everything above, but I had to figure out, going through those things, it's okay to go through a lot of different things to figure out what's going to work for you. You got to figure out what's going to work. So it's okay to do that. But I'm going to leave you guys with that. And because I'm getting hot. I'm sweating. I'm going to leave you guys with that. And make sure, again, you follow Monique Green page so that you can get the notifications when I go live. Oh, and then also make sure that you guys follow so I can do that book giveaway. My next giveaway, I'm not sure, but it'll be something pertaining to makeup. The next giveaway that I do. So make sure you guys tune in and have a blessed night. It's only Monday. You still got 4 days to Friday. So put the work in. Good night.